Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We're going to be doing a League Rewards stream today, but this one's a reward that unfortunately you probably won't be able to earn anymore. It is a viewership reward for the Major 5 Finals Day. That just went down, obviously, and if you didn't watch it while it was going on, there is no other alternative way to unlock this blueprint at the moment. There is a possibility that they might do a second chance to unlock the blueprint in a later date, although unlikely. It's possible, but see, the CDL viewership drops tend to be need to be there when you need to be there, or you're not going to get it. Like I said, there is a rare possibility that you could, and yeah, you need to check the CDL website and see when they're doing their drops. The championship final, like the actual championship games, are going to go down in a few weeks, and there are definitely going to be drops available for that, new drops. So I would definitely recommend keeping an eye on the website to see what viewership drops are available. I'll link the website in the description. I have no connection to the CDL whatsoever. I just like watching the pro games and earning me these drops. Obviously, you do need to link up your account to either YouTube or Twitch and watch it when you need to watch it based on the timings and the drop availabilities. But yeah, this one done and dusted, Major 5 officially completed. Whether they bring this particular reward back for something else, I'm not sure. Now, I am feeling a little sick. Yesterday, it was raining really heavily, and it stopped raining for a short while. And I decided to go for my walk. And halfway out of the house, it started pouring again very heavily. Got soaked before I could get back home. And now I am feeling the effects of being completely drenched during my walk, unfortunately. Not feeling too well, unfortunate. But we'll power through this, hopefully. So Major 5 viewership Finals Day reward blueprint for the Kastov-74u Lightning Rod. Let's play the preview animation and get a closer look. Yeah, very cool looking blueprint. Obviously the Kastov-74u is an assault rifle, but plays very similarly to an SMG. It's like a assault rifle SMG hybrid, but categorized as an assault rifle. And yeah, blueprint looks very cool. I have checked out the camo coverage, and it does have a very good camo coverage for the most part. Similar to all the, what's it called? Viewership rewards this year, this season. They've all been particularly good camo coverage wise. Build wise, again, I'm not totally sure. I'll try it out and we'll see. But the Kastov-74u is a good gun, so it should be good, I hope. Obviously, we'll talk about the Major at the end of the stream, provided I remember everything I want to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. And yeah, I don't know if I'll remember it because I'm feeling a little under. But timestamps in the description if you want to skip to that portion of the stream once it goes into the archives. So yeah, the blueprint is not pro-tuned, but it does come with a solid 5 attachments. You get the BR-209 barrel, which is a movement speed, aim down sight speed at the cost of bullet velocity, and a recoil control. Markiv R7 stock, the R7 stock. Crouch movement speed, sprint speed, aim down sight speed at the cost of recoil control. True tack grip, sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed at the cost of recoil control. The Merc foregrip, hip fire accuracy, recoil steadiness, hip recoil control, aim walking steadiness at the cost of hip walking speed and aim down sight speed. F-Tac Castle Comp, horizontal recoil control, vertical recoil control at the cost of aim down sight speed and aiming stability. The barrel is a recoil. A lot of the big items, like these three are taking massive hits on recoil control, but looks like they've at least got the muzzle to like make up for it. Looks like a very fast build for show. Movement speed wise. Yeah, if you change out the barrel, you're gonna make it look a little jank. You're gonna lose a bit of the blueprint. Different lasers. Optics. Stocks. Again, change the stock, you're gonna lose that fancy stock you got. Grips. If you decide to change the magazine. Ammunition won't change anything visually. Under barrels. Different muzzle attachments. So yeah, that's the blueprint if you change things around. Definitely lose elements to the blueprint if you remove them, as you'd expect from such a fancy designed blueprint. This is the camo coverage. Like I said, pretty interesting. You keep all those lightning bolts. With gold and platinum, it's harder to see. The lightning bolts are still there. It's just a little harder to see them. But then polyatomic, you can definitely see them. And Orion, you can see them for sure. Looks good with Orion. And just to showcase the solid colors, because it actually has a pretty cool camo coverage with solid. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool too. So yeah, it's the blueprint that you get the way you get it. Let's go ahead and jump right in and play some games. Just a heads up, like, now there's no guarantees about this, but sometimes for the championship games, or maybe like even the Warzone championship games are gonna go down. They have done second chances with some of the blueprints on those scenarios. Like in the championship game, like Rerun, they did like second chances for the championship rewards that time. And then last year with the Warzone Cup, they did do some rewards for the first one, not the second one. So they might do a second chance with this blueprint, but like I said, usually with the CDL stuff, like if you missed out, you kind of missed out on it. You're not going to get it. I did remind everyone to try to go for it. So if you had watched my stream, you would have heard me tell you several times that this was available. Again, I'm feeling sick. I'm sorry. That's why I'm talking quietly. And my throat is messed. I'm feeling a little fluey. Like it was pouring all day yesterday, and it stopped. And I was like, okay, let me get my walk in. And I went, and like I was pretty far from where I live, because the area that I live, the roads are kind of messed up because they're doing construction here. So I have to go a little further out for my walk. And then it started raining, and I was like, should I go back? And I was like, yeah, let me go back. Before I could even get back to my house, it just like dropped down so heavily that like I was just completely soaked. I knew instantly I was going to be sick. Like I could feel it immediately. After it stopped raining, I did go for my walk afterwards, but I knew I was already sick because of the rain. Getting caught in it. I wasn't expecting it because it already had rained so much. So I was like, dude, it stopped. If anything, it'll just drizzle a little bit. But I was very wrong about that.
Saber 1, lock down the objectives and keep him secure.
I do have a lot of thoughts about like what went down during the major. But like I said, hopefully, if I'm not feeling too stupid by the end of the stream because of how armed I am, I'll talk about it. Timestamps to watching this in the archives. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till the end.
Enemy securing Alpha. Cold blooded online. The enemy took Alpha. Reloading. Charlie. Securing objective Alpha. Securing objective Charlie. We control Alpha. We're taking Charlie. Secure 2 objectives.
Yeah, overall the games are like really good though. I do recommend you guys watch it.
UAV standing by.
1-1 requesting recon at this time.
We're losing Bravo. The enemy took Bravo. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
No way, geez, sucker.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Hey.
The enemy has captured 2 objectives. We're taking Bravo. Securing objective Bravo.
Moving here.
Changing mags.
Secure Bravo. Ghost.
Reloading.
We're taking Bravo.
Covering your 6.
Securing objective Bravo. Enemy UAV overhead.
Contact. Changing mags.
Oh yeah. What's up, Slayer?
The lead is ours. We control 2 objectives.
I'm hit. I'm reloading. Dropped him.
I saw the guy to the left. Let's prioritize the other dude. Maybe that. Mainly for the range. The other dude is a little further range than I would like.
You're halfway to mission complete. Stay sharp. Securing objective Charlie. Enemies taking Bravo. Friendly UAV online. We hold all objectives. Keep them secure. Enemies taking Alpha. We've lost Bravo.
Troops in contact!
We've lost Alpha. We're taking Bravo. Enemy securing Charlie. Friendly UAV on station. We control Bravo. Friendly cluster mine set. The enemy took Charlie.
Good. I see.
Charlie secure. Charlie.
Moving.
Changing mags!
Securing Alpha. We've lost Charlie. Objective Alpha secure. Securing Charlie. Enemy securing Bravo.
I saw him. No! Oh, he still had line there. What?
Bravo is compromised. Get secure Bravo.
Taking effective
Enemy
fire!
UAV active. We're taking Charlie. The enemy controls 2 objectives. Get after him.
Moving.
Hostile Overwatch helo in the area. Hostile cruise missile incoming. Securing objective Bravo. We're taking Bravo. We're losing Alpha. Securing objective
Reloading!
Charlie.
Covering your six!
We control Charlie. Objective Alpha is compromised. Get it back.
Eh.
The enemy holds 2 objectives. We're losing Charlie. Alpha secure. Enemies taking Charlie. We've taken the lead. Hostile care package deployed. We've secured 2 objectives. Enemy securing Charlie.
Taking effective
Objective
fire!
Charlie is compromised. Get it back.
Are you fucking
Secure
kidding?
Bravo.
Throwing grenade!
Hostile UAV in the area. We've lost all objectives. We have to turn. We're taking Alpha. Cluster mine ready to deploy. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Friendly cluster mine deployed. Objective Alpha secure. We're getting hit hard.
Have your back.
Planted cluster mine!
Oh, fuck it. I lost.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Yeah, the games were definitely good. Like, I was too tired to watch the actual finals game. Like, even though I actually wanted to, I was like rooting for the Subliners. Like, in my pick'ems, like, I had the Subliners doing a loser bracket to the finals. Like, but I had them lose in the finals. But like after the team that I had going for the winners, like then they got booted. I had Optic, man. Fucking Jesus Christ, Optic, man. Optic's I made a mistake rooting for Optic this major for sure, and I'll talk about it more at the end. But like after they got booted out, I was rooting for Sublime New York the whole way through. I was like rooting for them to win it. And obviously spoilers, yeah, they did win. They're really good games too. But like, to be fair, they did have some pretty easy teams, like in my opinion, in the losers bracket. They were in the winners bracket and they lost and went into the losers bracket, and for the first few games they had a pretty easy walk through, and then the final games were obviously a little on the tougher side.
We control Charlie. We have taken the lead.
But yeah, like New York's been playing really well, dude. Like I was expecting them to do well.
Changing mags!
We're losing Bravo. We've lost Bravo.
Took a round!
Oh, nice.
Secure Bravo. Enemy UAV overhead.
My dad was watching cricket. I don't know if it was the finals though.
Drop line. The enemy has captured 2 objectives. Move to secure.
Really?
We're taking Bravo. We control Bravo. Friendly UAV.
Reloading!
Dude, fucking mantle, you stupid motherfucker.
planted.
Mantles when you don't want to mantle, doesn't mantle when you want it to mantle. Typical.
Bravo secure. Enemy securing Bravo.
I'm
Friendly
reloading.
VSO inbound. We're losing Bravo.
I'm hit.
Enemy securing Charlie. We're taking Alpha. Enemy securing Bravo. Two objectives secure. The enemy took Bravo. Enemy's taking Charlie.
No way.
Hostile care package in the area. Ghost. The enemy holds two objectives. Secure. We're taking Bravo.
Throwing grenade. Reloading.
Securing objective Alpha. We're losing Charlie. UAV ready to deploy. Objective Bravo secure.
1-1 requesting
We're
recon at this
taking
time.
Charlie. Securing Alpha. Airstrike ready for tasking. Objective Charlie secure.
Target area marked. You're clear.
Longbow 3-1, target acquired. Strike inbound. UAV is bingo. Impact, no hits.
Charlie. We've secured two objectives. Ready to
Target
deploy.
down. Target area marked.
The
You're
enemy
cleared
is
hot.
gaining ground. Push the
Copy. Longbow 3-1 is on station, ready for tasking.
cluster
Changing
mine
max.
active. Securing objective Alpha. Friendly UAV on station. Enemy's taking Charlie. Friendly cluster mine deployed.
Approaching from the rear.
Maintain the good lost Charlie. We've secured the lead. Enemy's taking Bravo.
Dude, just fucking mantle, dude. What is wrong with this dude?
We've lost Bravo. Securing objective Bravo. Bravo secure.
Longbow 3-1. Longbow 3-1 is going down. I say again, Longbow 3-1 is going down.
Securing objective Charlie. UAV online.
Securing Charlie. All objectives secure. Expect counterattacks.
Effective fire!
We're losing Charlie.
Throwing grenade!
Enemy securing Charlie. Enemy securing Bravo. Objective Charlie is compromised. Take it back. Enemy securing Alpha. The enemy took Bravo.
Friendly airstrike on the way.
We've lost all objectives. Failure not securing objective. We're taking Alpha. Secure Bravo.
Friendly cluster mine planted. Enemy UAV active.
Alpha secure. Charlie secure.
Losing your fix.
We're losing Alpha. The enemy took Alpha.
Stuck on this, throwing grenade!
I'm feeling a little sick, Slayer. Ended up getting caught in the rain yesterday walk after the stream. Gave me the flu.
Securing Alpha. We're losing Charlie. We're losing
Changing
Bravo.
max!
We control 2 objectives. We hold all objectives. Keep them secure.
Our counter UAV is active.
Target down!
Objective Bravo is compromised. Take it back. Enemy's
I'm
taking
reloading!
Charlie. Enemy's taking Alpha.
Throwing
We're
grenade!
taking Bravo.
Throwing grenade!
The enemy took Charlie.
Nah. Dead body. Shouldn't have pushed.
Check around! Vámonos!
Hostile cluster mine deployed.
Securing objective Bravo. We've got him on the run. Keep it up. Securing Charlie.
Are you kidding? I was so far away from them, man. I thought I could wrap around it.
We've secured 2 objectives.
Hostile UAV in the area.
My aim was so bad. Damn, man. My aim's way off today.
Mission complete. Well done.
No, it's probably because I'm sick, but it's not good. This looks too cool. Had to go with Orion on this one. This, you know, him settling down during the timer,
Hazard 1, you're
as the timer
down.
counts down.
Securing Charlie.
I hate it. I hate the fact that he can't just freaking.
Control Bravo. Charlie secure.
Planting Claymore.
Enemy is securing Charlie. Charlie.
Changing back.
We are taking Alpha. Hostile UAV in this sector.
Tossing smoke grenade. Switching mags.
Enemy is securing Alpha. The enemy took Alpha. UAV is standing by.
Nice.
Hostile UAV active.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
The enemy controls 2 objectives. Push the offense.
UAV is being a fuel. RTB at this time.
Blood for blood.
Hostile VTOL in this sector. We are taking Charlie.
Throwing smoke.
We control Charlie.
Flash out.
Enemy is securing Bravo. Securing objective Alpha. Shit. Lost Bravo. Securing Alpha. Charlie. Hostile UAV overhead. We are taking Alpha. Alpha secure. The enemy took Charlie. Enemy is taking Alpha. We are taking Bravo. Hostile UAV in this sector. We have lost all objectives. Securing objective Alpha. Securing objective Bravo. Objective Alpha secure. Codes activated. Secure Bravo. Objective Bravo secure.
Copy that. UAV is on.
We are losing Alpha. We have lost Alpha.
What's up?
Securing objective Charlie.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
UAV is being a fuel. RTB at this time.
I'll check out your channel, but if you sub for subs, I don't do that. I'll definitely check out your channel, but only sub if you like my content, dude. I don't do the sub for sub thing at all.
Alpha secure.
We'll absolutely check out your channel, though.
Sniper's down.
But yeah, appreciate it. But like I said, only sub if you like the content.
Securing Charlie. Enemy is taking Alpha. Objective Alpha is compromised. Take it back. We are taking Alpha. Friendly UAV. Securing objective Charlie.
Someone finish that up. Come on. Where the hell am I?
UAV active. Securing objective Alpha. The enemy holds 2 objectives. Get them secure. Enemy is taking Bravo. We control Alpha. The enemy is gaining ground. Push
Objective.
Objective Bravo
Not
is
die here.
compromised. Take it back.
Loading.
Oprezno.
Hostile VTOL overhead. We are taking Charlie. We are losing Alpha. The enemy has captured 2 objectives. Move to
Oh my god, he fucking hit me.
hostile UAV overhead.
Tornado!
We are
Blood
taking
for
Bravo.
blood.
Securing objective Charlie.
Dude, why are they spawning
Hostile care
dead?
package. Objective Charlie secure. Hostile UAV in the
Our scout is moving.
Changing mag. Loading.
Hostiles launched a mortar strike. Enemy is securing Alpha. 2 objectives secure. Securing objective Bravo.
Reloading.
Bravo secure.
Taking fire.
One flying Alpha.
Got cancel on.
Changing max.
Dude, fucking throwing a nade takes so fucking long, dude.
Tornado.
We have secured 2 objectives.
Blood for blood.
Enemy is taking Charlie. Hostile VTOL incoming.
Changing mag.
Objective Charlie compromised. Take it back. Securing Charlie. UAV ready for tasking. We have taken Charlie.
Missed me.
The enemy holds 2 objectives.
Target request fire. Requesting recon flyover.
Copy. UAV board. We are taking Charlie. Securing Alpha.
Missed me.
Objective Alpha secure.
Securing Charlie. VTOL ready for tasking. Enemy is securing Charlie.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Secure Bravo. We have lost Charlie. Enemy is taking Alpha.
Target
Enemy
marked.
controls 2
Request
objectives.
fire.
Push the offense.
Solid copy, Phoenix 2-3 on station.
We're getting hit hard. We are losing Alpha. Securing objective Bravo. We control Bravo. Objective Alpha is compromised. Take it back.
The Orion camo looked really good on it. Looked really good. So that was the gun the way you get it. No adjustments whatsoever. Now we're going to try out my build for the Kastov-74u. This is the build I went with during the camo grind. Used the Cronin Mini Pro and Demo X2 grip, 45 round mag, 5.45 armor piercing rounds, and the VX Pineapple underbarrel. As you can see, bulk of the blueprints disappeared, unfortunately, because of the change of attachments. But let's clean it up. It looks all right if we clean it up, I think. Let's throw a solid color on, maybe. No, that doesn't look so great because of the wood finish. We could try gold and see how it looks in game. Sometimes these do look a little different in game. Yeah, see, you can definitely see it quite a bit more, but might not show. We'll see how it looks in game. Jeez. I don't know if we're not actually doing this. The gold camera will be too bright on this stupid. Well, I guess because you won't be actually aiming down sights, it's not so big a deal. Forget that map. Oh, you can definitely see the lines. The like thing in game now. Dude, they need to fix the preview, man. They keep messing up the like gun preview. Like every season it's something different with the preview. It's always a janky little mess. That looks so good, dude. Jeez. If it was a full blueprint, it would look amazing. Dude, this is what, man? Shit.
Charlie secure. We have the lead.
Now I kind of want to see platinum, too. I was going to do, like,
The enemy took Bravo.
polyatomic because that looked really good in the preview.
Gotcha 6.
This is actually a good line up to the top there.
We are taking Bravo. Enemy is securing Alpha. Objective Bravo secure. objectives. Enemy is taking Charlie.
What?
Objective Charlie is compromised. Take it back.
Shit.
Enemy is securing Bravo. Cold-blooded online. Securing Charlie. Hostile UAV overhead. The enemy holds.
No, dude.
Secure those positions.
A bad start. I didn't even see him.
Holding.
The enemy has captured 2 objectives. Move to secure.
Reloading. Loading.
Hostile recon deployed. Securing objective Alpha. We are losing Charlie. Secure Bravo.
Jesus, fucking climb up these stairs or something.
Enemy is securing Charlie. The enemy has captured all objectives. Take them back. We are taking Bravo.
Shadows get switched on.
Securing objective Charlie.
Enemy down!
Go.
Changing back.
Hostile mortar strike incoming. We are taking Charlie.
Got myself up. Don't worry.
We've lost half the field. Fight back. Objective Charlie secure. Our UAV is orbiting the area. The enemy holds 2 objectives. Keep them secure.
Reloading.
Securing objective Bravo.
Taking fire.
Enemy is
Requesting
taking Charlie.
recon flyover.
Copy. UAV.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Alpha secure.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Friendly UAV online. Enemy is taking Alpha. We Alpha. Bravo secure. We are losing Charlie. We are taking Alpha. The enemy took Charlie. Enemy is taking Bravo. Precision airstrike ready for tasking.
Target marked. Request fire, miss.
Copy that. Phoenix 2-3 is on station. Strike inbound. Splash. Kill.
Our UAV is orbiting the area. We control 2 objectives.
No, fuck.
Hostile UAV over.
That's so crazy. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Friendly recon online. Our mortar strike is inbound. Securing Charlie. We are losing Bravo. Enemy is taking Bravo. We control all objectives. Enemy is securing Charlie.
Dude,
We are
damn it.
losing Charlie. Objective Charlie is compromised. Take it back. Enemy is securing Alpha. Objective Alpha is compromised. Take it back.
Stay with me.
Friendly VTOL inbound. Securing objective Charlie. Enemy is securing Bravo. Charlie secure. We have lost Bravo. Securing objective Bravo.
Where the fuck am I?
We are taking Bravo. Objective Bravo secure.
Yeah, come in.
We are losing Bravo.
Back on my feet. Reloading. Enemy contact.
Hostile VTOL in this sector.
Changing mag.
Friendly chopper gunner servicing targets. Two objectives secure. We're losing ground.
Yeah, we need to throw a captain. We don't stand a chance.
Enemy is taking Bravo.
I just said you're us. Reloading.
Mission compromised. We are defeated.
Dude, my face must look miserable. I feel miserable, dude. Yeah, gold camo looked really good. Really good. Very good coverage. Yeah, my build. I like the way, like, I don't know if you noticed it, but there was like the purple lines to showcase the like lightning in the gold, through the gold. Now we're gonna try out a guest build, and I've been using this guest build many times in a lot of my streams. It's TheXclusiveAce's balanced aggression build for this gun. So yeah, it uses the FSSOLEV laser, Spetsnaz S10 stock, True Tac grip, X10 ported 290 muzzle, and the SA Ultra 3 barrel. I have no connection to TheXclusiveAce, but I just enjoy his content, and I think he's been doing a very good job with his builds, especially for this game. So I do recommend you check out his channel. I'll link his channel in the description so you guys can find him easier if you're struggling. But yeah, TheXclusiveAce, if you don't know who he is. And I mean, you should know who he is if you are into the COD, especially the multiplayer stuff. Let's throw on a camo on it. I want to check out like platinum because gold looks so good, but I also really want to see how polyatomic looks with it. Because of the like animation to polyatomic, how that plays out with the lines interests me. Oh, why does it? Didn't I hit search and then I went and looked for the change the camo? Honestly, man, I'm not feeling, like I said, I'm not feeling so well. So an aggressive build might not be the ideal build for me. I don't know how aggressive I can be at this stage of my health. We'll try. We'll try. I'm actually interested because I feel like this gun has a lot of potential for various builds. A little harder to see the like lightning bolts, but you can see it, but it's just harder to.
Capture and hold the objectives to win.
I want to just take a peek at it.
Securing Alpha.
Still looks good. Still looks really good, actually. Looks very cool.
Enemy is taking Charlie. Alpha. We have secured the lead.
Grenade out! Loading! Reloading!
Bravo. We are taking Charlie. Enemy is securing Charlie. Our UAV is orbiting the area. The enemy took Bravo. We are losing Charlie. Secure Bravo. We are taking Bravo.
I'm with you!
Bravo secure. Hostile UAV active.
Move, teammate. Fucking, I knew a teammate was gonna get me killed there too, man. I knew it, man. Why? I'm looking that line, right? I'm looking that line, and he's fucking staring at the same exact spot. And then when I turn, he turns to the other side too. Why not look the opposite way of your teammates so you can actually like have the freaking guard that you should be guarding?
Losing Alpha. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
Where did he go?
The enemy controls 2 objectives. Push the offensive. Securing objective Charlie. Hostile VTOL incoming. Hostile SAE near your position.
Taking effective fire. Loading.
Secure Bravo.
Taking fire.
Enemy is taking Bravo. Go stand by.
Oh my god, dude, I fucking hate these lasers, man.
Enemy is securing Bravo. We have the lead. The enemy took Bravo. Hostile UAV active. Securing objective Bravo. Hostile chopper gunner incoming. Enemy is taking Alpha. Friendly UAV on station. Objective Bravo secure.
I honestly don't know what teammates are doing. Like, they're fucking
Securing
running
Charlie.
every which direction.
We are
But,
losing Bravo.
dude, my aim, like,
Hostile UAV overhead. We have lost all objectives. Failure is not an option. We are taking Alpha.
I'm with you. Contact. Stay alive.
Objective Alpha secure. Hostile UAV in this
Reloading.
sector.
my reaction time's very slow right now. It's my health.
The enemy is gaining ground. Push them back. Securing objective Bravo. We control Bravo. Enemy is taking Bravo. We are losing Alpha. Hostile UAV.
Oh, he's there still.
We are taking.
I thought that was just a dead body.
Shit. We have lost Bravo. The enemy holds all objectives.
Taking fire.
Securing objective Charlie. Hostile UAV overhead. Secure Bravo. Bravo secure.
just...
Changing mag.
Hostile UAV in the sector.
Lo maté!
Tornado.
Friendly
Check your fire!
Reloading.
has captured 2 objectives. Move to
I got your
secure.
six!
No, what?
Something near our location. Hostile UAV active. Securing objective Alpha.
Oh.
We are losing Bravo. Securing Charlie. We control Alpha. Objective Bravo is compromised. Take it back. We control Charlie.
Loading.
Throwing grenade!
Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile UAV overhead. 2 objectives secure. Enemy is taking Charlie.
Taking fire. Changing mag.
Enemy is securing Charlie.
Grenade.
We have lost Charlie. Securing objective Bravo.
It's honestly not a great build. Even if I wasn't sick, I wouldn't really like this build.
Secure Bravo.
I like to stretch my ranges out a little bit. This doesn't really let you do that. So, well.
On contact!
Tornado. Tornado.
Hostile UAV active. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Enemy securing Alpha.
Reloading.
We have lost Alpha.
Multiple enemies!
It also sways a lot, so like it's not like when you're moving, it sways so much.
Enemy is securing Bravo.
Tornado.
We are taking Alpha. The enemy holds objectives. Get them secure. We're getting hit hard.
I hate the laser. Like I pre-aim so much too, and the laser always deters me from a good pre-aim.
Securing objective Alpha.
Yeah, we lost anyway.
Objective Alpha secure. We are losing Bravo. Friendly VTOL on station. Mission failed.
You know, I should just stop using the OLE V laser whenever I'm using exclusive build because it's always a deterrent for me. It's like always I know that's gonna bug me. Like I'm not gonna enjoy it. But also, I actually think it was more inaccurate, but also partially I'm low sick. So like my aim's not where it should be and my reaction time's pretty bad. So definitely partially my fault, but also just not a fan of the build. Yeah, Exclusive Ace's balanced aggressive build. I wasn't really being aggressive with it either, so I wasn't really using it the way it should have. Camo coverage is pretty awesome, as always. Like this blueprint's excelled with the camo coverage. I'll link Exclusive's channel in the description. Like I said, his builds are good, and I would wager this is actually a pretty good build for an aggressive player. But I wasn't being aggressive, and I was stretching out ranges it shouldn't have. It had no business stretching. All right, for this last build, I've just kind of put a build together. This is not really a cursed build, but honestly, like, I thought the muzzle was a good choice, but there was a lot of side-to-side bounce when I was moving with Exclusive's build. I might actually go with this one. Or which one was the... this one. Yeah, let's just go with the blueprint muzzle attachment. FSS shark fin. I don't know why, but I feel like high velocity might be an interesting attachment for this gun. And I've thrown on this broadside FCT like stock. This is like an alternative to this, I would feel, but it gives you more, and I presume takes away more from you. And then I've gone with a little bit of recoil control with the grip. So grip and muzzle at the cost of stock. And we're definitely losing some range here, but I think the ammunition types don't deduct as much as they used to. So I'm hoping it's not too much range. And as it is, this gun really doesn't excel at longer ranges. And then the underbarrel, I don't really have a good idea for which is a good underbarrel. I was debating whether going with just the pineapple that I'd go with or like the blueprint then. And then I just kind of like, forget it. Let's just go with the shark fin and have no cons. So yeah, it's not really a cursed build. It's just an alternative build, theoretical alternative build that I just want to try out, I guess. Like for no reason either, man. I don't even know. It's just like these attachments like called to me, I guess. I was like, let's try it out and see how it is. Hey. Pepsi. Again, I suspect this is going to look a lot better in game than it does in these previews. With the platinum. Yeah, I honestly don't even know what I was going for with that build. Just like there was attachments that were like, oh, that seems interesting. Let's throw that on. Like the broadside thing. It was mainly the broadside thing that I was like, oh, that seems interesting. Let's try it. And then just built around that a little bit. And the high velocity was something I was curious about also. I'm actually a little surprised this is not a popular gun like in Warzone or something. Like I would think this would actually be, considering how you can build it in so many different ways, I would think it'd be a good like sniper support weapon. Like a really good sniper support weapon, but like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like I've been looking into it or anything. Like maybe it is. But I would have thought it'd be like top tier, like everyone would be using it. This looks so good. The camo coverage, especially because of the purple lines that kind of highlight the like thing, that looks so good.
We've secured the lead. Enemy is securing Bravo. We are taking Charlie.
Moving here.
Chasing
We are losing Alpha. Charlie.
It's not particularly got a great time to kill.
Enemy is taking Bravo. Hostile UAV overhead. Enemy is securing Bravo. The enemy took Bravo. We are taking Bravo. Closet activated. is securing Alpha.
No way. Oh, damn it.
The enemy controls 2 objectives. Push the offensive.
Moving.
Enemy is taking Alpha. Hostile UAV in this sector.
Took her out.
Changing mag. Blood for blood.
Moving here.
Loading. Target down. Reloading.
Securing Charlie.
I'm with you. I'm hit.
Objective Charlie secured.
Loading.
Covering you.
Enemy is securing Alpha.
Changing mag.
Standing by.
Reloading.
We control 2 objectives. Hostile advanced
Requesting
UAV
recon
deployed.
flyover.
Copy that. UAV
Ghost. Standing by. Enemy is taking Charlie.
Did I not call it in?
the AO.
We are losing Charlie.
I didn't call it in.
The enemy took Charlie.
Taking effective fire.
Moving.
Target marked. Request fire.
This is Phoenix
Moving
2-3.
here.
Visual on the target. Strike inbound.
Do not die here.
Good effect on target.
Hostile overwatch. The enemy has captured 2 objectives.
Like, dude, the fact that you can get killed, like, almost
Advanced UAV
double the
overhead.
speed that you can throw a nade is, like, a little bit unfair, dude, I feel. These guys are such losers too, man. Fuck. How are we losing to this? Crash.
We are taking Charlie. We are losing Alpha. Charlie.
Reloading.
Enemy is taking Alpha. Friendly UAV online. Secure Bravo. Hostile counter UAV overhead. All objectives secure. Expect counterattacks. Losing Alpha. The enemy took Alpha. Securing objective Alpha. We are losing Bravo. Hostile UAV active. Enemy is taking Bravo. Objective Bravo is compromised. Take it back.
Changing mag. Reloading.
The enemy controls 2 objectives. Push the offensive. We are taking Alpha. Securing objective Bravo. Securing Alpha. Taking Alpha.
Grenade out. Loading.
Secure Bravo.
Friendly fire, asshole! Frag out!
Making effective visual on the enemy.
Securing objective Bravo. Securing Alpha.
Right.
Frag out! Flash out!
Hostile UAV.
Reloading.
Hostiles are using recon. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV
I'm
active.
reloading!
Enemy is taking Charlie.
Taking effective fire.
The enemy has captured all objectives. Take them back.
Missed me.
Hostile UAV in the sector.
The fuck?
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead. Ground.
Blood for blood.
Securing objective Charlie. Secure Bravo.
Requesting
Our
recon
UAV
flyover.
is orbiting the area. Hostile counter UAV is active. Securing objective Bravo. Mission compromised. We are defeated.
It's a decent build. Not great or anything, but usable. Now that I build, like the mistake was his muzzle attachment. Like he should have had something to compensate a little bit for the side-to-side bounce. That would have made it a little bit more balanced, I would feel, as opposed to just anyway. Like, the side-to-side really threw me off on his build. But yeah, this was just a rando alt build that I tried out. That again, I put it together. I didn't really find it anywhere. Just broadside interested me and high velocity interested me, and I just wanted to see how they work together. 1 minute, man. Just stop it. It's not even time. You disgust me with this behavior. You really do disgust me with this behavior. Kastov-74u Major 5 viewership reward blueprint. Is it worth it? Yeah, man. It's kind of cool looking camo coverage. Awesome camo coverage. Build wise, actually, I think the build somewhat holds the blueprint back a little bit. Yes, I already told you I'm a little sick, man. Didn't you? You already asked that. I already mentioned that. Yeah, I'm feeling sick, dude. Yeah, it rained, yeah, and then I like went for a walk when it stopped raining, and then it started pouring again, and I just got completely drenched and got a little flu from it, unfortunately. Comes with the BR209 barrel, F-Tac Castle Comp, Merc foregrip, True Tac grip, Merkev R7 stock. Yeah, very cool looking blueprint. Camo coverage is awesome across the board. Like, I had my doubts with the gold and platinum, but once you see it in game, it looks so good. It's definitely worth it. And not the most editable blueprint, unfortunately, but I feel like when you edit it and then you throw in a camo, it makes up for it a little bit. So depending on what you're keeping and what you're not, the camo coverage will kind of clean that up and still maintain that like kind of cool look to it wherever the like elements still remain. Yeah, awesome blueprint. It was fun. And unfortunately, I don't think it's available like anymore. Like I said, CDL rarely does second chances with their viewership rewards. But you know, keep an eye on the website. More drops and viewership rewards will become available, and who knows, they might, like sometimes they like stealth do these like viewership drops. Like I said, last time after the championship games, they kind of did a rerun of it and just gave some of the best rewards from the championship weekend as the drops for that rerun. And it was completely unannounced unless you looked at the website and saw that they were doing that. No, man, I'm not doing a bonus stream, Slayer. I'm too sick. I'm going to like go for my walk and then like lie down for a bit today after this. But I do have a lot to talk about. As extra chat, bonus chat after this. Yeah, the blueprint's cool, and fingers crossed if you didn't earn it, there will be a second chance, but yeah, I doubt it. I don't know. So let's, I guess, talk about Major 5 and my thoughts behind it. So those of you who've been following, at least like watching me and all, you know, like I have been particularly annoyed with the sound EQ cheese that the pros have been using during their online games. And it's really, really bugged me out to the point that I have like very little respect for the pros that used it. And there's hell to be paid this major because a lot of the known sound EQ teams got crapped on. Tito, just buzz off. They got like crapped on, in my opinion. The some that squeezed through, and I'm pretty sure there are sound EQ cheese ballers too. But the known sound EQ cheese ballers, they all got their comeuppance this major. So I actually want to go through the teams a little bit. Basically, this was the last major for this game, and then the next one will come out next year. But major leads up to the championship games, and all the points that the teams have earned through the preliminary rounds in the previous majors and the majors itself all get added up, and the top 8 teams go to the championship like things out of the 12. So 4 teams do get eliminated and didn't make it to the final championship games. And the loser, the teams that did not make it were Los Angeles Gorillas, London Royal Ravens, Florida Mutineers, and Vegas Legion. Those are the 4 teams that didn't make it. And in all honesty, they were really bad. Like, in my opinion, like the bottom tier teams, even the ones that made it into the championship games, the bottom tier teams are like legitimately like awful. Like, nah, I'm gonna say it, like, obviously they'll beat me any day of the week. Like, even on my best day and their worst day, they'll whoop me, the worst teams, right? But we're talking about on the pro level. They were horrible. They, like, the lower bracket teams were horrible. So in my opinion, all of the teams that actually didn't make it, actually, thank God they didn't make it, because it would be just a waste of time watching their games in the championship. The big loser from the people that didn't make it was Vegas Legion. A lot of people were hoping Vegas Legion would, like, they were close to making it, but they needed to pull off a really like big run this final major to like get enough points to like qualify. Obviously they didn't. That's why they didn't qualify. But a lot of people were supporting them, mainly because like Clayster, an old veteran kind of like CDL like pro player. Hey Tito, just come on, man. Was in the team. So like a lot of people were kind of supporting him, hoping he would make that like, you know, like killer run, because Vegas Legion's a really bad team, has been a really bad team for the last few years. Now I actually supported Legion, and I was hoping they would make the run, like the good run in Major 4. And they were doing really well online, and then on land they just completely got bodied, like completely destroyed in the previous major, right? So I was really upset because I had them making a good run last major, and I was more upset because, like I said, the players that are using the sound EQ online, they're so fucking stupid when it comes to the LAN games. Okay? Like they don't know how to even play the game, it looks like. They're so bad when it comes to LAN connections without that sound EQ cheese. For those of you who don't know, sound EQ is like a feature on the PC that basically boosts like certain audios frequencies. It's mainly meant for people with like hearing impairment, right? But what happens is it boosts like footstep audio and stuff like that those kind of that specific audio. So you can very clearly hear people running around. And considering the way the game is coded here, where there's no dead silence and stuff like that, having footstep audio boosted even louder than it already is almost like a hearing cheat, right? Because you can hear them like across the map running around, and you know exactly where they're going. And even though a lot of people were supporting Vegas for Major 5 still, you know, they were playing really well online, okay? And in fact, the joke is they're one of the best teams in S&D. This year, the S&D like games have been amazing, right? They've been very good. But just go watch any one of the Vegas games like that were online games versus the LAN games. You can see very clearly like all those players are very, very heavily playing on sound bases. They're corner camping and just sounding people like heavily. And like in a game like this, that makes sense, right? That you'd be sounding people because the sound is very loud as it is. But what the joke is they were so reliant on the sound EQ boosting that volume that when they got to LAN and that feature was not allowed, because it's actually a banned setting. Like they're not supposed to be using that setting, but because no one can stop them online, that's why they're using it. But on the LAN games, like the majors, there are people checking the computers and making sure that setting is off. And very clearly, a lot of the teams that were using that sound EQ were like actually clueless when it came to like adjusting to the lack of loud audio. And they really didn't have a very good game plan for the like LAN games. And yeah, so in my opinion, like after Major 4, I kind of like, I didn't really care for Vegas. None of them admitted to using sound EQ, so I don't know for sure if they were. It's just the way they were playing, you could tell they were sounding very heavily. So I presume the bulk of the Vegas team was actually sound EQ cheesing online, and that's what made their S&D gameplay so good. Just, I don't even know the stats offhand, but if you just look at the stats, their online S&D games versus their LAN S&D games, like search and destroy games, it'll be a night and day difference. I'd wager, like, just stats alone would rat them out for sounding as hard as they did online. The other big drama team was Boston Breach. They straight up admitted to sound EQ, and they were playing a LAN game during the preliminary rounds because the Rockers kind of like organized a LAN matches for their thing so they could do some stuff, which in my opinion was like a really good thing. Like a lot of people were like criticizing Rocker for doing the like LAN games because of the hometown buff and all. But dude, that's good practice to do those LAN games and all. Like I want to see more LAN matches than online matches, way more. And during that game, during the LAN game, Boston Breach refused to turn off sound EQ. Like they're like, no, we want to practice for our online games, making it very clear that entire team was using sound EQ during the online matches, even though it really they shouldn't be using it, but no one could stop them. And now Boston Breach did qualify for the championship games, but man, they get destroyed in Major 5. And I was so happy. And I'm looking forward to seeing them get like completely destroyed in the championship games because they don't deserve it. Like honestly, like they don't deserve a spot in the championship games the way they did. They cheesed the online games the way they do. So obviously the 8 teams that did make it, the big dogs were FaZe, Toronto Ultra, LA Thieves, Optic, New York Sublimers, and then the bottom of the barrel kind of stuff that I think they're just going to be like a waste of time is Surge, Boston Breach, and Minnesota Rocker. Rocker, like they're okay, but like if you watch their games, like you could tell that they're not confident with certain pushes and stuff like that, which is what like I feel like they don't have it in them to like do a really good run against good teams. Like for example, like in hardpoint, they'll just chalk up a hardpoint and let the enemy team have the like scrap time to set up for the next one. But they do that often and early. So they're giving away a lot of time, scrap time, because they're just chalking it, trying to set up for the next one, right? And like sometimes it's like, dude, yeah, I get you need to set up for the next one, but maybe put up a little bit of a fight, you know, for the scrap time. And like I said, they chalk it up really early, so they're giving a lot of that time away and all. And that lack of like decisive aggression, I feel is going to hold them back. So I just don't think they're capable of like pulling a massive run in the championship games. Like I said, Boston Breach, they're sound EQ assholes. I have no respect for that team. I hope they get completely destroyed. Surge has been playing really badly. I don't know if they've been sound EQing or anything, but they've just been playing really, really badly. I don't think they'll put a much of a fight against anyone of value. So the real teams to be looking out for in the championship, I'm just looking at the names so I don't forget the teams. I'm not looking at any notes or anything. I'm just going off the top of my head. The real teams to be like looking at is FaZe, New York Sublimers. Mind you, New York won Major 5, this major, and it was like a really good, like they played really well. So I'm actually heavily rooting for New York to pull off a good run in championship. Whether they win it or not, I don't know. And I've sort of become a little bit of a fanboy for Hydra. This player on that team that's just been playing amazingly. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in the championship games. Thieves they're a really good team. Like they're a really good team. But they sort of fell off a little bit on Major 5. And I'm wondering whether they'll be able to pull it together for the championship matches. I'm hoping they will, because theoretically, they're an insanely good team. They just need to get their stuff together on the day to make sure they pull like a good run. FaZe has like been killing it. FaZe has been killing it. This major, like they look like the team to beat. They were a very scary team. And had they won Major 5, like they would be like, every team would be like quivering to go up against them, which would give them a huge advantage. Fortunately, like I said, New York beat them in the finals. Both like FaZe and New York were in the like Major 5 finals. So having New York beaten them, they're not going to go as strong as they could have into the championship games. But they are a very strong team to be like feared. As always, like FaZe has always been a strong team in COD. So this brings me now to the last team. Oh, Ultra. Before we go, Ultra is looking really good. Ultra is looking very good also. I had my doubts in the beginning of the season, and I had my reservations against Scrappy. I was a big fan of Toronto Ultra for like a while now, since like 2019, Modern Warfare 2019 games and all. But wasn't the biggest fan of Scrappy's behavior. But he's proven himself. He's proven himself really well. And like his team is solid. Like they are a solid team. Like another top dog team to be feared, in my opinion. And yeah, very likely top team contender, obviously. And Scrappy looks like to be the rookie of the year and all that, and he deserves it. He deserves it. Like, as much as in the early days, Scrappy's like behavior aggravated me. Now that he's actually proved himself, his behavior like is more acceptable, in my opinion. Like to me, like okay, he's proven himself, and now his shit talk is viable. Before, his shit talk was like, dude, you haven't proven yourself. Like I don't care how good you are, you need to prove yourself and then shit talk. Now he has proven himself, and his shit talk is like, it's okay, cool. And he's actually toned it back a little bit, not completely removed it, but he has toned it back a little bit, so it's more like, you know, it's more like, it's funner now to like see him do that stuff. Before, I think he was a little too much, like too aggro, and like I said, he hadn't proved himself. I'm going to say another thing that I'm going to call out some of these pros, because the sound EQ really pissed me off. I was a big fan of Standy, and when Toronto dropped him and Vegas picked him up and all, I was rooting for him big time. But I'm almost positive Standy, again, I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure who the pros, which pros are actually using it, but I suspect Standy might have heavily been using sound EQ throughout this whole games. And if that's the case, that'd be very disappointing. You know, good riddance, you know, if that's the case, because I really don't have any respect for the pros using that setting, whether it's online or LAN or wherever. Or even like if it's just pubs, like if you're a pro player, you should not be using that setting. Do that for any reason. Even if you're just doing pub stomping and stuff like that for your stream, that's just fucking low behavior from a pro player. For like casual players and like, you know, pub stompers, but they're not actual pros and all, you expect them to use cheeseball shit because they're actually not good enough to be a pro, right? But pro players that are like now content creators and all, very low respect for them if they are using those settings. And I suspect there are some retired pros that are using sound EQ for their pub stomping videos and their streams and stuff like that to make themselves look better than they are. The final team was Optic. That I'm gonna, like, I've been coming out of the closet as an Optic fan this year, because I'm like, fuck it, man. I do like Optic and I do like them as a team, but I actually, so before this major, the Optic team players have started doing a podcast. Okay, and it's really cool to see them do that and all. Like, that's one thing about Optic that I really like is their marketing. They do a really good job of selling their players as like, you know, people like figureheads and stuff like that, as more than just the pro player, you know. It goes beyond that, like with the content creation and stuff like that. What's up, Unknown? and they were doing a podcast. They started this podcast, team podcast, where the team players for the COD players, they just chit chat with each other, and it's more like a casual thing. And they were talking about the sound EQ in the very first episode. And one of like my favorite players for a while now has been Dashi, and he like I'm pretty sure I was just listening to the audio. I wasn't watching the video, but I'm pretty sure he's one. At least one of the Optic players straight up admitted to using sound EQ online. Like, and I'm pretty sure it was Dashi who admitted it. And yeah, instant loss of respect for him, like immediately. And his attitude was like, no, I'm so good. Like, I'm just using it in online, but I'm just as good on LAN. So who cares, right? Like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So, and to a certain extent, I believed him. I'm like, yeah, they are actually a very good team on LAN. So if he's using sound EQ, he's getting away with it online, even though he really doesn't need to use it. So I had them for the winners run in Major 5, and they just got completely destroyed, like 0-6. They didn't win a map against really bad teams too. Like, well, one was a really bad team, and then the second team was a really good team. But they didn't even score a map. Like, they just got completely destroyed. And I'm really glad that happened to them. I'm going to be real. Like, I'm so glad they got destroyed, because in hindsight, every other team that admitted to sound EQ, or I suspect of sound EQ, I've like not been too interested in them at all. The only reason I gave Optic a pass, even though like one of their members straight up admits to using it online, was because it was Optic, man. And I'm like, man, they are a good team and all that. And yeah, just a big, like, even though I had them in my pick'ems as the winners and all for this major, I was so happy to see them lose the way they did. I'll be real. I'm going to say it because I hate these sound EQ trash players. And they, like, I will absolutely not be supporting them in the championship games. I hope they make a good run in the championship games. Don't get me wrong. I do hope they do something good. And if I was them, I'd be practicing a hell lot without sound EQ for the next several days before the like championship begins. Get some good teams to like come and scrim them like on LAN without sound EQ and all that. Hey, just move, buzz off. But yeah, I'm not going to be supporting them at all. Whether they win it or not, I don't care. Hey, just you guys move. Just buzz off. The other thing I want to talk about, Optic, that I'm going to say this, and I feel like it might be a little early talking about this, because it really depends on how they perform in the championship games. But I want to talk about Shotzi. Because at the end of last year, Shotzi's like contract ended and he was a free agent, and he could have gone to like any team he wanted to. And there were very good teams asking him to join them. I think he got a little bit screwed over. I'm going to say it. And I think like Scump, like the legend that he is, Optic Scumpy, owes Shotzi a massive apology. Like a huge one. No joke. Like, the only reason Shotzi decided like he was gonna move on from Optic and join another team, like I said, because he was a free agent. Only reason he signed a contract with Optic for this year was because Scump turned around to him and be like, no, we'll run it back. Let's run it back. I'll be in the team. And Shotzi wanted to play with Scump because he enjoyed his like the partnership that he had with Scump. Now, I don't blame Scump for retiring, because if the game's getting to you and you don't like it, there's no reason to stay. But I actually think like Shotzi is the contract he signed with Optic and all is absolutely wasting his time. Like, he would have been on one of the best teams. He would have been he could have had like the craziest team ever. I think he was going to join FaZe or something like that. It would have been bonkers if he had, right? Like, it would have been insane had he moved away from. And I absolutely think, as a professional career, Optic is holding back Shotzi and wasting like his prime of life as a gamer. I actually believe that. I genuinely do. Like, I get the team this year has been doing pretty well. Like, they've done really well, and they are a top tier team and stuff like that. But he deserved better, I feel. And had Scump just been a little more upfront with the fact that he didn't want to play anymore, there's zero chance Shotzi would have signed. And I think Shotzi signed a 2+1 contract. So not only has he wasted this year, in my opinion, he's going to waste this year, because I don't think Optic's going to win. Maybe they will. Who knows? The championship. You never know what they'll pull off. But I actually think he's wasted this year playing for Optic, and now he's going to waste another year playing for Optic again next year. I just don't have confidence in like the Optic team anymore. And I think the right thing to do, like, I honestly think like Scump should apologize to Shotzi for like kind of tricking him into signing that like 2-year contract with Optic. And I think Scump should talk to Hex and tell Hex to let him be a free agent and make the decision for the next year on his own, Shotzi, whether he wants to move away from Optic or if he wants to stay. Now, I'm going to give the counter argument to why Shotzi being in Optic is actually been a very beneficial thing. I think on a professional level, it has absolutely wasted a year of his life playing for Optic this year. He could have been in so much a better team and been like a top tier winner player team wherever he moved on from, or got a fat bag for wherever he's gone, not to mention, right? And I suspect that's going to happen for a second year if he has signed a 2+1 contract with Optic. But the pro that has happened for Shotzi being in Optic is he's become a personality. And Optic has 100% contributed to like Shotzi. Like, yeah, Shotzi is a personality regardless of Optic or not. But Optic has allowed him to thrive as a personality. Like, there's zero chance Shotzi's success on YouTube and Twitch would have been the same if he had been in with FaZe or something like that. It is 100% all thanks to Optic that he is the personality and has such a huge audience outside the professional area. And there's a lot to be gained from that. Like, there's a lot of money to be had as being a top tier personality. But like I said, as a professional, if he had actually wanted to win, he should not have stayed with Optic. And the only reason he did was because Scump said he would play this year, and he didn't, you know? So I think they need to like let him go and give him the free reign to like sell himself to someone else if he wants to. Or if he wants to stay with Optic, that becomes his choice for the next year. And then it's on him. You know, like, I don't know. I don't see that happening. What's up, Caleb? I don't see that happening. But I actually genuinely, and like I said, I could be calling this very early. They could pull a very killer run in championship. They do have the skill to do that, and they have the team to do that. Like, they do have that skilled team to pull off like a crazy championship run. Should they get their stuff together? I just don't think they will. And I think they really held back Shotzi. Optic has, as a professional. Like I said, as a personality, he's blossomed because of that. Like, let's be real, dude. But as a professional, Optic has held him back for sure. The final thing I'm gonna call out is Dashi. Like, dude, man, bro, I'm a huge fan of Dashi. Like, huge fan of him. Like, and like I said, I suspect he's the one who sound EQ cheesing. Like, he straight up admitted it in his podcast. I think it was him. Like I said, I was just listening to the audio. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I doubt I'm wrong, though. Yeah, Dashi, bro, like, dude has no backbone. I've realized that of late. Like, the dude has no backbone. Like, he criticizes and calls out cheese, okay? Like last year, he was calling out the dynamic aim assist, the dynamic, like curve for aiming, the aim response curve, and calling it cheese. Then this year, he called out snaking. And I'm pretty sure he's called out sound EQ cheese. Okay? He's called it out as like a cheesy, shitty thing to do. And like literally, I guarantee you, like, I'm being a little over exaggerate, but it's like, dude, he calls out something, and then next week he's using that like something that he like called out. It's like he has no like backbone to like stand up against the shit that is actual cheese and trash, right? Like he'll call something out and say this is bad, this is bad, and this is bad. Next week he's using it. And this is, I don't know about the dynamic response curve. I'd wager he is using it this year though, dynamic response curve. He would be insane not to, but that's not a big deal. Snaking, okay, definitely called it out. The minute he realized no one cared and everyone was going to do it, he's doing it too. And the same goes with the sound. The sound EQ is the biggest disappointment. Snaking is like, you got to do what you got to do to compete. The sound EQ is like, dude, you're a good player. You don't need to stoop to that level, man. And unfortunately, he did. And I've lost a lot of respect for him. Again, now, me talking about this and all, like, dude, these guys would destroy me 10 times over any time of the day, any point in their life. But as a viewer and a fan, these are the things that I think about and that disappoint me and like, that encourage me to like support XYZ. And unfortunately, Optic has been a bit of a disappointment with their behavior and stuff they did. Again, I'm wishing them the best, but I will not be supporting them for the championship games. Who am I supporting for the championship games? I don't have major allegiances, but there are the 4 teams that I'm looking forward to watching their games for sure. Like I'm hoping they'll do like some crazy stuff. New York Sublimers, like I said, Hydra's been just amazing, a player to watch. FaZe, obviously. As much as I love to hate FaZe, they're an amazing team. And I do like Simp and I do like the players. I do like their players. Salium gets on my nerves a little bit, but, it's fine, whatever. That's his snaking, man. Just fucking goddamn Salium and his snaking. But they're a good team, too. Toronto Ultra, like I said, Scrappy with his shit talking has actually now, he's proven himself enough that he can shit talk whoever he wants to shit talk. And they're also a good team to watch. And Thieves. I'll definitely still keep Thieves on the top tier list. These 4 teams will be well worth watching their games. The others, who cares about it? And like I said, Optic will probably do well, I'm guessing. They might do very well. They might win it. Who knows? But yeah, there's cheeseball enough that I don't care for them, what they do this year. If you want to watch a really good Optic team, if you're an Optic fan, I highly recommend watching the Halo team. The Optic Halo team is amazing. And those guys in that team actually like come off as like genuinely good people, like, and top tier players. Whereas the COD team, a little bit too much cheeseball. I should also call out, I'm going to call it out, dude. Okay, this is another thing that irritated me about Dashi, but also kind of like, Dashi should have stepped up to the plate and been the in-game leader. Like this year, I feel. But he didn't. He didn't want to. They called a freaking rookie. The rookie is their in-game leader. And now, don't get me wrong, Ghosty's a really good player. He's a really good player. But dude, it really should have been Dashi in-game leading. Dude. And because of this damn sound EQ cheese, now Ghosty, I don't know for sure. Like Ghosty's not admitted it. He's definitely not said anything about it. But in the back of my head, it's like, dude, Ghosty's probably sound EQ cheese in it. That's why they're so good online, dude. That's why Optic's so good online, and that's why he's such a good in-game leader. He sits on the hill, like in Hardpoint. He's got his sound EQ cranked up, and he's calling out positions, the enemy positions to the team, and that's how he's useful. Again, don't get me wrong, Optic has done a very good job on LAN games. Like the last couple of LAN games, like Major 4 and Major 3 and stuff like that, they've actually done a very good job of their runs. So they are good LAN players. But at least one of them 100% sound EQ'd online. At least one of them did. Again, I suspect, I'm pretty sure it's a Dashi. I got to go watch that podcast again if I want to like confirm that, but yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Honestly, I had New York Subliners knocked into the loser bracket this major, and I had them going all the way to like the finals. I had them losing to Optic, but I'm so glad they won it. I'm so glad they won it, and I'm so glad Optic got like knocked out. And FaZe has been playing insanely well. So as much as you want to hate FaZe, FaZe is actually a pretty deserving team for a top tier team in the championship games this year for sure. They've been playing very, very well. Let me see what my pick'em score this year. This major wasn't as good as last major, but I did actually break at least the top 100. I got 92 points. 92 points for my major 5 pick'ems. I think that's like the 92 points is in the top 60. Ooh, 48 to 65. All of those players, all those people, that number are 92 points. So yeah, dude, top 70, I guess. Top 70 in my pick'ems this major. But yeah, last major was like all-time good. That was the best. Anyway, that's it for today. That's my little ramble as a viewer, not a pro, but that's my thoughts. Hydra is the person to watch, honestly. Whether New York does like poorly or thing, I think they'll do a good job regardless. Whether who wins the championship games, I don't know. But Hydra has been like, dude, amazing POV to watch. Like this major was really good. He was the MVP, by the way, Hydra. For Major 5. Anyway, that's it. Caleb, unknown, sorry, I didn't really read your comments too much because I was just kind of rambling and I wanted to get this out of my chest, the thoughts. I'll read your comments later. I'm feeling a little sick, so I need to wrap it up here. I mentioned this in the beginning of the stream, but yesterday after like the stream ended, I went for my walk and it started pouring and I got soaked and now I'm like a little flu-ish and a little out of it, so try to recover. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out our streams, and championship games are gonna kick off like in a few weeks, and there will be drops enabled for that also. Like I think a universal camo and a melee weapon, like a knife blueprint, and among other stuff. So keep an eye on the website. Like I said, I'll link the CDL website in the description so you guys can go check that for the viewership drops that are coming up. No connection to them, like I said, whatsoever. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already, and I will catch you later. Dude, Shotzi, man, just figure a way to get out of this Optic contract and find a better team, man. Jeez, Optic's really holding you back if you ever listen to this. Or stick with them and, you know, be a killer personality and hope Optic hires the right teammates to, like, let you shine. Because, dude, Shotzi deserved a win this year, man. Shotzi deserved a major win this year. I don't know about the others, but Shotzi deserved it, man. But he's a top-tier movement player, but Hydra's been a very, very interesting movement player. So I think because of the Optic-Floptic nonsense that they pulled off, I think Hydra might have shot up a little ahead of Shotzi for me as a top-tier POV to watch. Hydra from New York Sublimers, the winning team and the MVP for Major 5. Check him out. I recommend him for sure. Take care. Bye. Yeah, dude, again, I'm not a pro. They would whoop my ass any day. Like, with their eyes closed, they would beat me, I'm sure. But I have my opinions and I felt they deserve to be heard.